Hello dear students, hope you are all hale and hearty. Students, in today's video we are going to do lesson number 4 from your supplementary reader Footprints Without Feet, and the name of the lesson is The Midnight Visitor. Students, we will understand the lesson on the basis of the headings that we always give to all the paragraphs of the entire lesson. So let us start. So students, the writer of this story, Robert Arthur, was born on November 10, 1909 at Fort Mills, Corregidor Island, the Philippines, where his father, Robert Arthur Sr., then a lieutenant in the United States Army, was stationed. Arthur graduated from the University of Michigan in 1930 with a BA in English with distinction. And after this, let me now introduce you with the characters of the story. The characters are Ausable, who is the main character. Then there is Fowler, whom you can take as a side actor. Then there is Max, who you can call the antagonist or the villain. And finally, we have a waiter who has a special appearance. So let's take this like a movie where you have the main character, a side actor, a villain, and a special appearance character. So these are the 4 characters. All of them have an important role to play. Let's begin with Ausable. Ausable is a different kind of secret agent. Generally, secret agents that are described in detective books and shown in films are very smart and gun-friendly. Wine and dark-eyed beauties are associated with them always. However, Ausable doesn't present such a romantic picture. He is very fat and sloppy. Physically, he may be fat, but mentally, he is very agile and quick-witted. He knows all the tricks of his trade. He is very quick to react and can cook up stories that may fit in all kinds of situations. He convinces even the crafty Max that there is a balcony below the window of his room. And Max too is a secret agent and a rival and enemy of Ausable. He is slender, a little less than tall. He appears crafty, clever, and has a countenance. Facial expressions, if I talk about, are like of a fox. There is nothing especially menacing, means threatening about him, except his pistol. He enters Ausable's room to take away a very important paper concerning some new missiles. And now comes Fowler, the side hero. He is a young and romantic writer. He wants to write a book on detectives. So, Fowler has a very romantic and grand picture of a secret agent in his mind. But he doesn't find anything like that in Ausable. He finds Ausable not cracking pistols or surrounded by dark-eyed beauties like James Bond. And he feels let down after meeting Ausable. Now, after the brief description about all the 4 characters, I now take you to the story. Students, I have given the headings to the paragraphs and the images too to help you understand the story. Fowler was a young romantic writer. He came to meet a secret agent, Ausable, in his office. Actually, he had come to gather necessary material for his book on secret agents. Like all people, Fowler had also formed quite a romantic picture of the secret agent as represented in books and films. But Ausable didn't fit any description of a secret agent. Fowler had ever read or imagined so. Fowler felt let down. Ossible's office was in a small room on the sixth and top floor. He was a sloppy, fat man. He had an American accent. Ossible himself felt that Fowler was disappointed after meeting him. Ossible told Fowler that he had a very important paper in his custody. Someday that paper might well affect the course of history. Then Ossible switched on the light. Fowler had his first authentic thrill of the day. He saw a man with a small automatic pistol in his hand. Ossible was stunned to see Max in his room with a pistol. He had thought he was in Berlin. Max was slender, crafty, and had the face of a fox. There was nothing menacing about Max except his pistol. Max demanded the important report concerning some new missiles that were in the custody of Ossible. He wanted to take it from him. On the spur of the moment, Ossible cooked up a story. He told Fowler and Max that his balcony below the window had become a big nuisance. It was the second time in a month that somebody had got into his room from there. Max showed his ignorance about the balcony and told that he entered through a pass key. Ossible told Max that the balcony actually belonged to the other apartment. It extended under his window. Max was standing erect, not far from Ossible. He was waving his pistol with a commanding gesture. Soon he heard a knocking at the door. Ossible cooked up another story at once. He told Max that it should be the police. He had a very important paper with him. It needed a little extra protection. He had told the police to check on him to make sure that everything was all right. Fowler jumped aside. Max bit his lip nervously. Ossible threatened Max that the police would enter soon as the door was unlocked. They would not hesitate to shoot. Max was nervous. He asked Ossible to send the police away or he would not hesitate to shoot. The knocking at the door became louder. Max kept his body twisted and pointed his gun at Ossible and Fowler. He put another leg over the windowsill. Then in desperation, he jumped out. As he dropped, he screamed once shrilly. So, you see students, balcony plays a very important role in the story. It plays the role of a door to the story's climax. You know students, every story experiences the climax. So, here also the window was the story's climax. Although it was thought that Max will succeed in getting the important report on missiles and outsmart Ossible. But with his presence of mind, he uses the balcony to outsmart his rival successfully and emerges as a super spy. So, Ossible, though did not have the looks of a secret agent, but was indeed smart. Ossible was gifted with a rare presence of mind. He was quick of action. His fertile brain could invent and cook up stories and situations that would confuse and unnerve his rivals. How promptly he cooked up the story of the balcony below the window of his room and the arrival of the police. And then, very successfully, he outwitted and outsmarted his rival and enemy, secret agent Max. who had come to take away a very important paper concerning some new missiles. Through his presence of mind, Ausable was able to get rid of his rival Max. So the story concludes saying that we should not judge anyone by their physical appearance. Students, the story Midnight Visitor proves a very well-known fact that never judge a book by its cover. Ausable was indeed a secret agent. And the story ends here. Thank you. Take care.